Obviously, you've still got Jeremy Grant, which is the big, I guess, concern about the development of Scoot and Shaden and whether or not Jeremy Grant being there, obviously just re-signing to 5 years, $150 million contract, one of the most controversial deals for free agency, and whether he being there, is that actually going to stall the development of those two players? Could we see a Grant trade soon after the Dame one or sometime before the mid-season trade deadline? I'm not sure. I don't know who's going to trade for that contract. Is Yusuf Nurkic's contract going to be included in the Dame deal as well? Because he's on a pretty horrid contract there, and they're probably going to want to move on from him. Where did you have the Trailblazers? Did you have them 15th as well, or a little bit further up the list?
No, I agree with everything you just said, and I also had them 15th for many of the reasons you did. I mean, the rest of the roster, even with Damian Lillard having his career year that he did last year, they still ended up with a top draft pick. So it's pretty indicative of the rest of the roster around him, and moving him off is, I mean, point guard, if you're a point guard in today's NBA, it's hard enough, and especially if you're a first-year point guard, I feel like they're going to be scored on heavily. Nurkic as a center just isn't a defensive natured center. The Grant contract, I'm still not going to believe it. Any contract's immovable, but his contract, wrong side of 30 and 5 years they signed him to. I also agree that he may stall their growth there. And the rest of the roster moves anyway. They re-signed Thibault, like, they didn't really do anything that would make me kind of excited. They're going to have a lot of highlight plays. I mean, Scoot and Simons and Shane Sharp is going to be a lot of highlight reels. But yeah, the package that they would get back from Miami would be like Tyler Herro. Tyler Herro would be the best player they could probably get, which is probably indicative of just where the market is at the moment, unfortunately, with the length it's taking. And I mean, adding another offensive-minded guard to that combination, no other standout skills. Yeah.
Sorry to jump in. Sorry to jump in. How the hell are you going to be able to, just on your point there, how the hell are you going to be able to have Scoot, Tyler Herro, Anthony Simons, and Shaden Sharp? And I guess that's why if Miami are going to get Dame, they're going to have to find a third destination for Herro here. Because if I'm Portland, why do I have interest in Tyler Herro?
Or at least what I'm ready for is that Miami is the only market that is open for him, and how long they're willing to push this out. Because you, to me, when Scoot got drafted, that was the start of the next era, I guess, of Portland. So I guess it's really who blinks first. But yeah, if I'm talking power rankings and their position in the West, I don't see them any higher than 15, unfortunately. And it's